Hey everybody, this is Michael Torres, and I'm going to give you some advice for first-time parents from first-time parents, and sort of hopefully make you feel sort of comfortable with some of the things that might come up that we didn't know to expect, that sort of made us kind of go crazy for a little bit, and now we realize that it's fine, and we found out ways to deal with it. Okay, so like I said, we are first-time parents. We had our baby girl Aria, who was born on January 16th of this year, of 2012, and we'll go take a look at her. She's sleeping in her co-sleeper right now and resting very comfortably with the sleep sheep, and she is almost 3 weeks old, and this took some time to be able to get her to do this. I mean, this was a rare event at the very beginning, that she would sleep, especially on her back. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a second. So one thing that we didn't know to expect is that most babies are all born with a lot of congestion, because they've been drinking the amniotic fluid, their sinuses, everything hasn't really been used yet at all. And so they can just produce a lot of mucus, and so that's congestion, and so they can't really clear that like we can. So what they'll do is they'll sneeze a little bit, or they'll just kind of breathe really funny, and it sounds scary. They're like making all these kinds of noises when they sleep, especially when they're on their back. And so some babies have problems sleeping on their back to begin with. And so we had a crib for her, and we thought, okay, she's just going to lay in that crib, she's going to go to sleep, that'll be nothing, it'll be no problem. So we get her in there the first night once we're home after the hospital, and she's just like tossing and turning, will not lay. It's just was not very comfortable for her. And so again, as first-time parents, this crib is in our bedroom, and I'll show you that in a second, and it's like maybe 2 feet from our bed, but we were just so scared about watching her as soon as we were home. I mean, you never realize how much that you can worry about something. So I mean, we wanted to basically watch her all through the night and make sure she's breathing, and because they breathe funny, they have these weird noises. And something else that's first-time parents may not really know, and they may have read about, is that babies breathe very irregularly from birth. And so they'll breathe like really, really fast and slow, and they'll take pauses where they're not breathing for a few seconds, and that's all normal. And as a parent, you're trying to sleep, you're freaking out about this. You're like, oh my goodness, is my baby breathing? Is my baby going to stop breathing? You hear about SIDS and this and that, and so it's pretty scary. But there are warning signs that there could be something significant going on, but most of the time it's just normal. So it's something that every parent's going to have to kind of work to getting used to and comfortable with, is the fact that babies have congestion. It's hard for them to sleep on their back sometimes, or at the beginning, and then they breathe very irregularly, And the other thing is that they sleep for a long time as well, and that's, they basically want you to feed babies either breast milk or formula every 2 to 3 hours, even if they're asleep during the night, wake them up, So if they're not feeding very well, that might actually be a sign that there's something might be a problem, And another sign might be is you think that when we have an infection or a problem, we get fevers, So babies, if they don't have enough immunity, they don't actually build a response to make a fever. And so there might be other signs, for instance, like lethargy, or they're not really moving, they won't wake, they're not very alert, that there might be an issue. Now, some of those things are normal anyways, because babies sleep a lot, so you kind of have to just be prudent. And with newborns especially, it's better to be conservative in your approach than sort of haphazard and have a problem later on. Because, for instance, for us, our baby ended up having a urinary tract infection, and something that we caught, after day 3 of birth, and so thankfully it was only restricted to the urinary tract. She didn't have a bacteria infection anywhere else, so we got her on antibiotics, and we took care of that, and so it wasn't an issue. But those are some of the things that you can think about, but at the same time, you just gotta learn to, start, trusting your baby and see what works for them. And so in regards to sleep, we had the crib. My wife the next day was like, this is not going to work, I need something closer. So we bought that co-sleeper, which is what you saw right here, and this co-sleeper actually anchors into the bed so it can sit right next to the bed. And so we put her in that and tried to lay her down, and she wouldn't sleep again for very long, and especially with the congestion. So the pediatrician has suggested you could either tilt it, the whole co-sleeper, or it can stick something underneath the mattress in order to elevate that. And that's what we've done, and it seems to help her now to sleep a little bit. But again, as she's grown older, that also I think has helped her sort of regulate her sleeping a little bit, you know. And so at the time when the co-sleeper didn't work, we tried a little rock and play sleeper, and that helped a little bit because the angle was a little bit better, because she would sleep in the bouncer for a while, and so we thought maybe that angle is what she needed. So basically, don't have it set that, okay, my baby has to sleep in this. Like, if you have to try different things and see what works for you guys, and then see what works for your baby, because basically you want to try to get them comfortable, and then when they're fine, then you can start training and getting them used to where you want them to sleep. But at the beginning, you know, they just need to be comfortable themselves, you know. And you know, you can sort of get clues into how your baby reacts. So like our baby, if she's in the bouncer or in the swing, she loves to swing in these things, but for us, we found it's actually the music that she really enjoys. And so once that music is off, that's when she wakes up, you know. So you can try to clue in and see what things like your baby would be used to, and what they want, you know. And so I'll give you some more tips back here, things that have helped us. And so as you can see, our place is a mess, and that's fine because you have a newborn baby, and so that's important. So let me just hit the light real quick. It's not a clapper. But so here's our crib, and we've got everything kind of situated here. We're in a one-bedroom apartment. Obviously, if you can be in a bigger place, get in a bigger place. We have a humidifier, and a cool mist humidifier is also good for congestion as well. And so those are the types of things that you can do to try to help soothe your baby, especially when they sleep. And so we'll just jump back over here real quick. And we'll show you that if you're in a limited space like we are, what we've done is we registered for this organizer here, and you can kind of take a look at this. And this organizer has really helped us put her clothes where they need to be. You know, we have it arranged from size or you know, newborn 0 to 3 months, and just basically have it all organized in here. And this is a really good way to go ahead and maximize the space that you have, you know. And so I guess we'll come back to the living room. All right. And so I was also going to let my wife see if there was anything in particular that she had from her parental, as a first-time mom, things some tips that she would give. So let's just see. You can do it.
I don't have anything.
And I got you from your chest up, so you don't have to worry about that you're like all, you know, in lounge clothes. Oh, there we go. Okay. Do you have any things that you wanted to mention as a first-time mom, whether breastfeeding or, you know, like for latching, things that were helpful for you to get her to eat well, because now she eats well, pumping tips, things like that?
Definitely pump. I think in the beginning I didn't think that I was going to be pumping this early. I thought I wouldn't start pumping until I went back to school, but I think it's good to pump because whenever people come over, or whenever my husband wants to get up in the middle of the night and feed the baby, he's able to, and I can sleep. Or, you know, my mother-in-law was here last night, and so I was able to, me and my husband were able to sleep a full night, and she had enough bottles to keep the baby fed throughout the night. So definitely pump, and that does help keep your milk supply up, so, and that's always important.
How are you helping yourself, like, be more comfortable sleeping at night? Because I know for you it was hard because you're just always afraid.
I think just as the time goes by, you learn to trust your baby more.
Okay, so it's normal, and you just gotta kind of like get through it, I guess, that beginning sort of worrying.
The first couple of weeks are really, really tough, but I think you eventually learn to trust your baby, and they learn to trust you, and you're okay with, you know, sleeping. I still wake up, you know, probably every 30 minutes to an hour and check on her, but not like at the beginning I had to be completely awake. I felt like one of us had to be awake and, you know, be watching her the whole time, but I know that's not the case anymore, so.
Okay, cool. Well then, all right, everybody. If you have any questions, just send us a comment or whatever. And I mean, I think we spend a lot of time on the forums as well, just saying, hey, is this normal? Is this normal? My baby does this. My baby grunts. My baby, you know, spits up, you know, this and that. And you know, it's a good resource. So feel free to ask us any questions. So, all right then. Bye.